Good morning, guys. It's Navin John call. Can you guys? Could you please type in chat window, guys? Thank you, Rahul. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Good morning, Lakshmi. And let's see. Hope you guys had a good weekend, guys, and happy Holi. So we'll just give one moment and we'll get started here, sharing my screen. Okay. So before we get started, just a quick and a friendly review, and we'll proceed here, guys. I'll give you a few questions. Just try to go ahead and answer a few of them in the chat window, and we'll try to make some progress from here. What is Linux, guys? Can anyone of you just type in the chat window? What is Linux? Linux is kernel, okay. More precisely, Linux is a kernel and an operating system. And how do you define a kernel? Kernel is nothing but the main skeleton of the operating system, to be more precise. That is one. We can also think of it as a bridge between software and the hardware. Okay. Can anyone of you tell me what is a Linux distribution? What does it mean by Linux distribution? Okay, so in other words, it is the different types of Linux which is available: CentOS, Red Hat, Fedora, and so on, guys. Okay, as simple as that. And let's say what else we have here. Okay. We have to discuss about AWS and things like that. Okay, and let's see what else I have. Just give me one moment, going over some of the things here. Putty, we're here to discuss and cover that. So we discussed about the different kinds of directories under Linux. Then we looked at some of the commands of the Linux and so on, guys. Let's see. Okay. Do any of you know what is root user, guys? What is meaning of root user? Have all the privileges, in other words, short and sweet. It's administrative user. Okay. And let's see. Okay. We have looked at a few of the list commands, and I think last time, let's see, was it Humera who was typing all the commands and things like that? Humera, is that you? Shraddha, was it Shraddha? I may ask you to share your screen again today. Humera, are you there? No, it's Kajal. Okay. Let's see, Humera, I think last time you installed WSL and things like that. Are you there, Humera? Could you please share your screen if you're there?
Hello. Yeah, it was Kajal last week.
It's Kajal, yeah, last week. Today I want you to share the screen. Is that okay with you? If you don't have an issue? If you're
okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me make you the co-host, and that should give you allow you to share your screen. Stop the share. We'll try to run a few commands and things like that again. Try to dig a little bit deep into some of the commands. And let's see. Back here. Okay. See your screen, your phone. And guys, do any of you have AWS access, guys? Could you please let me know? Do any of you have AWS access? You also send a message to let's just notice. Okay. And we can come back here. Okay, Humera, are you sharing your screen? Okay, and bring up your WSL.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, bring up your Ubuntu, please.
Okay.
You have not yet installed them? I thought last time I asked you to install it, you have not yet done. Okay.
I did this part, but I don't think so I've done. I didn't restart because the training was going on. So I did this and installed it, but I've not done the Ubuntu.
Okay. In that case, let's do one thing, Himara. Go ahead and do go to the google.com or in your browser window, just type in console.aws.com. console.aws.com. Okay, I'm user, and let's see. You don't have any personal account, do you?
I do have it.
You do have personal account? Okay, just go ahead and if you can log into your account, we'll just try to create a instance on a free tier instance. So if you have an account, go ahead and log in, please. You can stop the share while you're signing in if you'd like to. EC2, go ahead and click on EC2. Then click on instances, launch instance. And give me one moment, please. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was just discussing with Lakshmi about the AWS access. So let's say, I think you can go ahead and choose your Ubuntu server free tier eligible. The first one, 64-bit select, go ahead and click on that. Then free tier, it's automatic configuration. And we'll, for the sake of discipline, go ahead and deploy 3 instances, choose 3 instances there. Add storage. I think we can leave the default next add tags. Security group. You can give any security group. Here we'll also add a rule. SSL HTTP port 80. Choose HTTP port 80. So to select it, you should be able to go ahead and review and launch. And it should be okay. Go ahead and launch. Create a new pair for sake of discipline, just in case. Give your own name, or whatever name you like. Let's say call it Ansible or Linux. Okay, yeah, Linux key pair 1. Should be able to download the pen file launch instance. Let's give it a moment. Okay, and just go ahead and give the first one tag controller. Name controller. Oops. Aniket.
Hello.
Yeah, Aniket, how are you?
Yeah, Naveen, actually, I got a call from Nirnoy. He was asking you need access to this account. Means you need an IAM user created for this account, or how, what access exactly do you need?
I'm going to ask some of you to run some commands, programs, and things like that on any one account on AWS.
Uh-huh.
Even using my personal account, if you guys have any account of you can play around and run with those.
Acha. Yeah, we have a common account for means our testing purpose, but
Yeah.
do you need your IAM user created in that?
No, not my IAMs.
Mhm.
I need something which you can share and I can do a little bit of testing and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Humera, in which account you are doing it right now?
Personal account. Should I log into the common one?
Use that common one account, no?
Okay, take it.
And Aniket, I
Yeah.
already requested Nirma information, but I think he talked to Lakshmi and Lakshmi is just checking with
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's via. You talk to Lakshmi, Lakshmi talk to Nina, Nina talk to me. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Can you also share it with me so that I can log in and I can prepare some of my stuff and test it on the common one?
Mhm. Else we can create your user. Okay. If you want read-only access or you need administrator access.
No, give me the administrator access.
Administrator access. Okay. Humera, you log in into that account and create one user for Naveen and give him the administrator access. Okay.
Thank you, Aniket. And let's see. Humera, are you there?
1 minute. What should be the password auto-generated?
Well, you just, let's say if you're creating admin, just say admin $123, something like that, based on the username. you can go ahead and create 3 instances on this one once you're done with this. Start with Ubuntu instances. Have you selected Ubuntu instances?
Yes.
Add a row, HTTP. Okay. Back to instances. We'll call the first one controller. The second two, manage node 1 and manage node 2. The second one and the third one. Oops. Oops. I think you need to do a save. Manage node 1 and 2. Node 1, yeah. So, okay, so now what I would like you to do is select the first one, controller. Okay, and right click on that. No. Okay, you just go ahead and select connect. Okay. Connect to instance. Connect. Oh, there you go. Okay, the example below, where they have given the example, SSH, yeah, copy that one. Good one. And now we need to, okay. By any chance, now go to google.com, open another browser and go to google.com. And type in MOBA extern, MOBA extern.
I think I might have it. Let me check.
Okay, there you go. Good. Yeah, start local terminal. Say paste it once it comes up. And let's see, you're in home mobile external, right? You may not be able to connect there. Oops. You need to go to the directory where you had the PEM key downloaded, Linux training key PEM. So if it's on C drive, you may need to do a CD. You're currently you're currently in home and mobile external, right? So I think what you need to do is CD space /MNT MNT, amount, and press enter. And if you do ls, so you have a C drive and a D directory. I think you may have downloaded the PEM file in your download. So you may need to go to your C users and your username. Go into users directory. And whatever you're logged in as. Okay. Then I think you may need to go to the downloads. With the capital D. And so just verify, do an ls-ltr. And linuxtraining.pem is there at the end. So now from here, do a paste and connect to the Ubuntu. Enter. That should allow you to get in. You can maximize your screen. Okay, so you're connected here. And till now, Shubham, Shraddha, Rahul, Moin, are you guys all okay till now? Do you think you'll be able to handle these steps by yourself, or do you need a step-by-step thing? Could you just type in a yes or no, please, if you guys are going to be okay with these steps? Okay, good one. So short and sweet, we created a free tier. We created 3 free tier instances. Probably in a day or two, I will start using the 3 tiers to the 3 instances. Today, we'll start with only 1 instance, and we'll go into a little bit of details. Just verify the directory, current working directory, pwd. You can also right click it and increase the font size so that it's a little bigger. Control and mouse wheel up will increase the font size. Control and mouse wheel up.
Control and
mouse wheel up. If you have a wheel.
okay. Huh.
Okay, much better, so that we don't have to struggle looking at that and things like that. And ls-ltr, I'm sure you wouldn't have any files in this one because it's newly created, and we are under Ubuntu. And maybe just for the sake of discipline, I'll ask you a few simple questions, Humera. Just bear with me. The Ubuntu that you see on the left-hand side, what does that tell you? Highlight the
user.
What does that tell you?
User.
You're logged in as Ubuntu user, as simple as that, okay? And okay. Let's see where we go. Okay. Okay. Let's say this one. Let's see what's the new file.txt. Okay. Today we'll touch a little bit about VI editor. So say VI space file.txt. Space file.txt. And one moment, I'm going to copy paste some text here. I want you to paste this one. So let's say violets are blue belong all base. Okay, let's say I'll add one more thing here, comma, base here. And the last line would be finally, truth, finally, comma, truth. I'm going to copy this one. And I'm going to paste this in the chat window. And here's the chat. Pasting this in the chat window. Copy the 12 lines and come back here and just do an escape I. Insert it.
Is it in the chat? I don't.
Yeah, it's in the chat. I pasted it. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Lakshmi, I was just checking. So, Humera, are you able to copy paste that? You're not able to copy paste that?
No, I cannot see it in the chat.
You're not able to see the chat?
No.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, my bad. I didn't press enter. I just pasted left hand. Can you just copy these 12, maybe 13 lines? Okay, so let me paste it there. Okay. And now say escape : WQ. Escape : okay. So WQ for write and quit and things like that. So now say cat file.txt. Okay. A few simple questions. What do you think cat is doing?
Displaying the contents of the file.txt.
Displays it on console. And let's say tail minus tail space or tail file.txt. Tail space file.txt. Okay, what does that do?
It is displaying the last 10 lines.
Good answer, simple answer. And let's say there's a tail. We have already discussed tail, so we'll not overdo that one. Sorry. More. We have briefly discussed about that. Okay. Okay. So now go back and do a VI file.txt. Enter. So now say escape and say, let's see, where's your cursor? Try to scroll up or scroll down, come into the middle. Okay. So hanging right there. Say escape K.
Escape and K.
Yeah. So K again. So that is moving up. Escape K is moving up. And more precisely, just give me one moment here. I will stop your share and I will again give it back to you. Sorry about that. So let me show this to you so that you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, there you go, guys. So this is K is escape K, up one line, J is down one line, H is left one character, L is right one character, W is right one word. Most of the time we may end up using up one line, down one line, more than one character or one word. And caret is go to the beginning. So in other words, let me see, a few things to keep in mind. Again, we don't need to buy her. For those of you who are brand new or completely new to Linux and things like that, the VI editor and things like that, guys, you may find this useful. So snap this, let's say close this, snap this, put this here, stop the share it again, desktop, okay. So more precisely, most of the time you're probably doing an escape K that is moving up and down, and these are the two things. Caret will go to the beginning of the line, dollar will go to the end of the line. A few things which you may find helpful and useful, guys. Okay, so again, H, K, HJKL, these are the navigation keys and so on. And escape I will insert at the current position. So before this one, okay, let me just quickly run these things, and then Humera will quickly go ahead and we'll have Humera quickly run these things one more time. So escape I will insert at the current position, capital I will insert at the beginning. Most of the time we are doing an escape I or an escape small a. So one more time, something which I find most of the time doing is escape I, insert at the current position, escape, append, escape A. Append after the current position is what I'm generally using and things like that. Okay, so in the VI editor, escape : W. This is right is nothing but save. So back here again, slightly important slide. New to the VI editor. And okay, there you go. So : W, oops, back here. That is writes. The writes is nothing but saving the file. And sometimes it does not write permission, so you're forcing it to save it. So W exclamation will be forced to say. Q, you opened a file and then you did not, you made some changes, but you do not want to save it. So you're going to quit it. And that's where the escape colon Q will come. And this is again, you're forcing it to quit without saving the changes. Oops, pardon me. Next one is colon WQ. This is write and quit, and X same as WQ. That's another shortcut for the above one, is what it is most of the time. I'm doing a WQ or WQ is what it is, guys. We'll again execute them in a moment here. And a few more things, VI. So colon and positions the cursor at the dollar positions the cursor at the last line. Turn on line numbering, set NU, set no, and turn off the line numbering. And let's see, help is also there. So VI modes, command mode, escape is the view mode, kind of a view mode, and insert, I for insert, A for append, the small a is most of the time we are using. Colon, colon will take you to a specific line. Repeat a command by preceding it with a number. So move up to 5 lines, 80. Again, here and there, we keep using these things. The nitty-gritty details, we don't need to really worry, but something to have an idea, guys. Okay. Another slightly important thing is X, escape X will delete a character. DW will delete a word, DD will delete a line. This is similar to in a Jupyter notebook in Python also, guys. Okay. So the X and DD is most of the time I'm generally using. Replace the current character, change the current word. Again, I don't use these that much here and there we're using, so I'll just leave that for your reference. Yank is nothing but the copy paste. So you copy something and you paste. Escape P is pasting it, and escape U is undo. You have written something, you say escape U, that will just delete it. Undo is undo, as simple as that. Redo is you repeating it. And let's see what else we have. Okay, searching. So escape colon slash, and you say, let's say test. It will search for that word. Starts a question, starts a reverse search is what it is, guys. Okay. So now Humira, a few things we'll quickly try on your thing. Stopping the share. Please share your screen. Sorry about that. Oh, voice is breaking. I seem to have a good network connection here. Is it okay now, or is it still breaking? Humira, can you hear me?
Yes.
Again, if you're familiar, just bear with me. We've already looked at these things. So, okay, let's see. Who's there? Escape I. So just say escape I. Right where you are, and just say hi or hello. Just type in hello. Hello space. As simple as that. Okay, there you go. So we just inserted a text, then just do an escape. And let's say escape A. And let's say, just say something like namaste. Type in namaste. As simple as that. So escape I is insert. A stands for append. Append is starting from the next letter is what it is, guys. If any of you are totally new and you get stuck, please try to coordinate with Humira. Humira, while you're typing these things, if you find anything slightly tough, just give me an indication. I'll try to repeat it and try to kind of simplify it one more time. Okay, fair enough?
Okay.
Great. And then what we'll do, okay, now we have made some changes. So say escape colon W. W, enter. Okay, as you said, WQ. So WQ is right quit. So say now say cat file.txt. So there it is. If you notice, hello namaste is there somewhere in the middle. Who's there? Hello namaste, as simple as that. So insert append and escape colon WQ. VA is a very powerful editor, guys. Once we get used to it, you'll just fall in love with it. And it's more of a power user thing. and we tend to use it a lot. VI, VIM, and things like that. Vim is a more advanced editor of VI, but at the core, if you are familiar with some of the basic commands of VI, that is the VIM and all is slightly advanced stuff that we will automatically pick up, guys. Okay, one more time, VI file.txt. And scroll down maybe 1 or 2 lines. You can use the down arrow and just say escape A, which is a pen. You're at the fox. The quick brown fox space jump, say space jump. And now say escape jumped. Okay, if you already know it, feel free to complete it. Escape colon Q and enter. Colon Q, enter. No, right? Okay, Q exclamation. Escape colon Q exclamation, enter. So now we have quit. Now if you do a cat, notice the changes are not there. The quick brown fox jumped is not there. So you have quit, and when we put an exclamation, we are forcing, we're telling later, hey, get out of it. Even if I made some changes, I might lose changes is really the meaning behind the scenes. But short and sweet, if you just say Q, that's quit. If you say W and quit, that is write and quit. Write and quit is save and quit, guys. Again, I'll force you to kind of keep those simple things in mind, as simple as that, okay? And let's see what else. Okay, back to vi file.txt. And let's see. So now say escape colon N, enter. Escape colon N, enter. N for Naveen, Nancy, enter. There is only one file to edit. Okay. Positions the cursor at the line. Okay. How about escape colon dollar and enter? Okay, so that is coming to the end of the file actually, I think maybe. So scroll up maybe 1 or 2 lines above. Go to the violets. Now say escape colon dollar. Enter. It comes to the end of the file. Actually, it should go to the end of the line. Sorry, it is going on the last line. Dollar is taking you to the last line. Say escape colon caret. Caret is on top of 6. Caret. Enter. Not an enter command, isn't it? Caret. Okay. Command. Sorry. And let's say the next one is escape colon set sct set space sct space nu enter. So notice all the 9 line numbers have come up. So we have 13 lines, as simple as that. Now again, escape colon set space set space no nu. Enter. So the line numbers are gone, as simple as that, guys. Okay, and repeat, delete. Okay, now scroll up a few lines above. Maybe the dog or maybe the quick brown fox. Escape XXX 3 times. Escape X. I'm sorry. No colon. Say escape again. Escape XXX. So notice it is deleting the individual characters. Say escape. And what is it for the word? Delete word D and a W. D and a W. One more time, escape DW. So if you observe, the quick is gone, so that is deleting a word. Let's say escape DD. So the line is gone. Now say escape I and say the quick brown, just type it back, the quick brown fox jumped, whatever that was. Brown fox and press enter. Okay, so now escape colon WQ, write and quit again. As simple as that. So we put it back. And I don't think we need to do the replace that much. T control, okay. Back to VI file one more time. Sorry about that. Go back to the VI file.txt, maybe 1 or 2. Let's say escape XXX. Just escape XXX. So you're removing the. Okay, now say escape U. Okay, you escape U.
Again.
Yeah, one more time. So U is undoing whatever we have done. We have done 3 times, 3 characters are deleted and 3 times they are being undone is what it is. And let's say what else could be helpful. Okay, let's say escape colon slash type in this capital T HIS this cap T. Enter. Search hit bottom. Okay, at the top. Okay, then again escape colon slash and enter. Notice the cursor is at the second this. So the first time when we say escape colon slash this, it took us to the first position where the this is appearing, followed by escape colon slash is helping us search the same pattern again. But let's say escape colon slash and say quick. Enter. So there it is. It's there in that line. And again, escape colon slash enter. Search it bottom, so which means there is only one quick in that one, is one way to think of it, okay? And escape colon slash, escape colon question mark. Slash is doing a forward search, escape colon question mark, and just type in knock, K-N-O-C-K, enter. So that should do a reverse search. The slash is doing a forward slash and the question mark is doing a reverse search is what it is. And JK is we briefly discussed. Then we looked at undo, file.txt, enter. And set a new, we have done it. Okay, let's say escape colon. And let's say just type in 5. 5, number 5, sorry. So that is going to the 5th line, say escape colon 10. Should go to violets. As simple as that, guys. And finding files, okay, as simple as that. You can write and quit. Let's see what else I have. Okay, since you're logged in over term. Okay, we'll play around with a few more basic Linux commands, like copying and deleting the files and things like that. So just say touch test.txt. Test.txt and lsltr. List it, please. When I say list it, you do lsltr. And notice test and notice 0 is in the middle, which means it just created an empty file. If you say cat.test, cat space test.txt, there will be nothing displayed. Cat it, please. Test, and you can say, no, cat test. Just do a tab, it should auto-populate it. Yeah, there you go. So, txt. So there is nothing inside it. Say rm space test.txt. So that is RMS, just remove. You can say what is, one word, what is, WHATIS, what is, space RM, and enter. So Nothing appropriate. Really? None. I'm sorry. Say man space RM. So there it is. Removes files or directory. You can quit it. Do a Q. Just for sake of discipline, say RM space hyphen hyphen help. Again, gives you a detailed listing. Is as simple as that. Just do a history. Just check a list of commands that you've been running and things like that. So these are some of the files we've been commands that we've been looking at and things like that. Then let's create a directory. Say mkdir space hyphen p for Peter, p for Puna, hyphen p space d1/d2/d3. Enter. Say tree, type in tree. Enter. I think it might not be there. Okay. Try sudo, copy that sudo apt install tree. Sudo. For right click it, you may find, oh, there you go. Okay. Unable to locate, I think say sudo apt update. This is going to, so apt get is going to be your package manager. This is going to be installing. This is used for installing different kinds of programs, packages, and things like that. And the commands are also acting like packages. Now install tree. Okay. Give it a moment. Selecting previously unselected package tree. So tree is acting like a package and it is installing. It is in the process of installing. It is connecting to a central repository. Repository is a place where we have all our packages, software, and things like that. There could be scripts also. Okay, now say tree. Okay, there it is. So dot is the current directory, D1, D2, D3 are three directories we just created. File.txt is under the dot, which means it is in the current working directory. Just say touch D1 space D1.txt. Touch space D1 slash D1.txt. So we're creating. So again, repeat the tree. So notice D1.txt is under D1. So that's what the tree does. It gives you a hierarchical view of the directories and things like that. And now we have a recursive directory. So what we'll do, say rm dir d1. Rm dir d1. To remove, okay. So it is complaining that the directory is not empty. So now say rmr d1. RMR. You're already giving. Okay. Go ahead, B1. Okay. So in other words, RM-R is doing a recursive delete. Even if just do a tree one more time. So there it is. We have only file.txt, D1, D2, D3, all and all its contents are gone. So -R is a recursive delete. Is something to be aware of, guys. Okay. Everybody also doing okay there, guys? Can you give me a quick yes, please? Shubham, Shraddha, Moy. Okay. And let me just move on to the next one. Force removal, okay. We can also do RM-RF also, but I'll come back to that. We can also do a star and things like that, copy. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, just say cp space file.txt, f1.txt, f1.txt, f1. File.txt space f1.txt. Cool. Enter. Okay, do an ls. So we just copied a file. More precisely, do an ls-ltr. So notice the size of the file. CP is copy as simple as that, guys. Okay, let's say instead of CP, move file.txt f2.txt mv, m for mother, v for Victor, file.txt space f2.txt. So enter, list it. Good. So notice file.txt is not there. We have F1 and F2. Move is like cut and paste, or more precisely, it's like rename. The file.txt has been renamed to f2.txt is what you can think of. And let's see, go ahead and make a directory one more time, D1, mkdir D1, and say cp space f1.txt space f2.txt space D1. D1, enter. And now say list or say tree. Cool. So F1, F2 have been copied to that particular directory, as simple as that, guys. And let's say, okay, try cp space D1, cp space D1 space D2. Enter. Okay, so in other words, we are trying to copy directory 1 as directory 2, it's not allowing it. So now do a cp space -r, bring up the above command, cp -r space D1 space D2. Cool, now treat, there it is. So D1, the complete directory has been. So here what we're doing is we are copying and pasting the files in a single machine. From one location to another location, from one directory to another directory. What if you need to do this kind of operations, maybe in tens and hundreds of computers and things like that? That's where we'll bring up scripting, and that's where we'll bring up a more powerful thing called Ansible. Maybe I might be starting it tomorrow itself, and we'll try to learn how to do these kinds of operations and a bit more complex operations without writing much of code by using configuration like commands using Ansible, guys. Okay, we'll be getting started with that. There are a few more Linux commands I will cover today. And let's see, just for the sake of our discipline, we'll also run one more command here, cp space -r space D1 and space D3 space D4. Enter. D4 is not directory. I'm sorry. Take out the D4. Do I need to create a the D1? Okay, treat please. I think the same thing, not much. Seems to be working. Yeah, 3 is not created. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have treated. Okay, so totally 8 files. Move, we have looked at it. Let's say what else we have. Okay, let's see. I'm going to copy paste some text here and type this in. And I'll ask you to create a file. Tags. Let's say first let me type it here. We'll call this as tags. The next one is tags : space credentials. What's the next one? Next is .com. Next one is going to be usable user. The next one is going to be password. Okay. Next one is going to be tags again. Okay. And let's say copy this one. Copy this one. I'm going to paste this one. Open a file. Maybe we'll call that as just say test.txt, vi test.txt, and paste this one that I'm sending into that file. Credentials, Facebook, and so on. Now say escape I, you copy this and you try to paste it, or you can say escape A and paste it. You can do Control V, Control Shift V. Okay, mobile staging. Okay, save it, right and quit. Escape : WQ. As simple as that. Cat it. Okay, so we have about 5 or 6 lines. Now let's see what we have. Now say sort, S-O-R-T, sort space test.txt. So notice on how do you think, or on what basis it is sorting Humira?
Alphabetical order. The keys.
Good answer. So P, Q, R, S, T, U. P is coming first, then followed by S and T. So the sort is kind of sorting each line. And say, let's say, sort space -U. And the file name test.txt. Let's say you observe any change.
The repeated ones are gone.
Good. The duplicates are gone, more precisely. Credentials are only appearing once. And let's say sort space -RU. -RU space test.txt. Okay, now tell me what is happening here.
Reverse sorting.
Descending order. Okay. Say sort space -U -K2 -K2 test.txt. Now what do you think is happening?
The sorting based on this value.
So what do you think is K2?
Values.
What do you think is K2? It is kind of taking the values. On the left hand side, you have the keys. On the right hand side, you have the values. It is taking the values as a second column. And we'll discuss more about that one, but that's just a quick idea. Okay, so Humira?
Okay.
Okay, then let's see. Okay. Let's try this one. Oops, okay. Say touch space. Touch space. Let's say cover sheet .doc. Cover sheet space. Cover sheet .doc space report.txt. Report.txt. Enter. List it, please. Okay, so notice report and cover sheet have been created. So now let's see. Under the current directory, right? Okay, let's say tar, T-A-R, tar, T for Tom, space CF, space reports.tar, reports.tar, space dot, enter. Dot tar file is the archive, not dot. Okay. So dot means it's taken current directory. So why don't you, how about bring up the above command instead of dot, just put a D1. D1. Enter. List it. So notice reports.tar. And so what is tar? Tar is nothing but the zip. It's a command for zipping is zip archive is what you can think of. Just do what is tar. Let's see if it gives it what is tar. An archiving utility, that's like a one-line description. Do maybe a man of tar. So there's a detailed description with much more options and things like that. See, if you scroll down, maybe do a page down or maybe just do a space or enter. It will give you much more detailed explanation and so on, is what it is. But let's see here. Okay. Let's also quit it, please. Quit. Say DU, D for David, U for enter, disk usage. Okay, so that is in bytes, it is giving us this, say DU space -H. Okay, that is human readable format, as simple as that, another one to be kept in mind. Okay, say DU space -K space D1 -K, K for cat. Okay, so that is D1, and what is that? That's 12 bytes. Say bring up the same command, instead of K use a H. There it is, 12K. So it's giving in kilobytes. And let's say do a tree, please. Okay, so now what we'll do, let's say gzip space D1. Enter. Oh, sorry. D1. D1 is directory node. Really. Gzip. Just look it up as a command. Sorry about that. Gzip file name. Okay. I don't know. So I'm gzipping a directory. I think you just need to gzip a file. So just say gzip f1.txt. Space f1.txt. Enter. Okay, list it. List it or treat. Should say f1.text.gz. It has been created, and notice it is 172 bytes. And now say du-k f1.text.txt.gz. txt.gz. It should give you the size of the file. It gives you 4K. I think that is what it. du-h, please. Okay. Okay, there you go. For and gunzip, g unzip f1.txt.gz. I'll list it or read. And what do we have? Where is f1.txt? So there is f1.txt. Do a list ls ltr. Okay, so we do not have f1.txt.gz, but we have f1.txt. It has unzipped it and removed it. Sorry about that. It has removed the zip file. So g unzip, another way to utilize zip the files is something to be kept in mind. In the coming up examples of the scripting and things like that, what we'll do is we'll combine all these commands in one time. I will try to run some scripts and things like that in the coming up days. So some basic commands, I'm just trying to get you familiar. So just bear with me, guys, okay? And let's see what. Okay, let's see what we have. I think let me give you this command so that it won't be too confusing. Let me type this up. Give me one moment here. I'm typing something. Save this as. Save this as. What should I try? We'll say let's touch. Okay. Then we have BC. GH. And so say A, B, and txt, b.txt, a.txt, b.txt. I will also say this. Just and all this is slash songs. Quickly test this one, I'll give it to you. Come back here. Say test. Test. I'll paste it. There you go. Okay, so except music and notes, everything has been created. So let me modify this one. And back to chat window. Okay. Copy this, sending to you in the chat window. Back to Zoom meeting. Pasting it. Okay, try to paste this one in your file, please. In your paste this and run this, please. Okay. Okay, just list it. Okay, notice A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and so on. A, B, B. 1 minute, yes, 1 moment, please. Pardon me, guys, please take a short 5-minute break. We'll regroup in 5 minutes. Sorry about that. Humira, you got that message?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm back here. Humira, are you back?
One minute. Huh?
Okay. Just my screen here. And okay, so we just created a bunch of files. Let's play around with a little bit of files and do a little bit of searching and things like that. For sake of discipline, just do a ls_star.txt. ls space star.txt. Should be pretty straightforward. Lists all the .txt files. Let's say ls space a star. That's an enter. No, ls space a star and enter. Gives you all the files starting with a, and let's do ls space a star t. Cool. So kind of a wildcard search. There's only one file. Let's say ls space question mark. So what do you think this is doing, Humira?
The starting letters of all the possible file names.
More precisely, it is giving you all the files which have only a single character. Let's say ls space question. Okay, so if you notice, giving you a recursive list of all the files which have only 2 characters in their file names with all the extensions and so on. Cool. And let's say ls space a question mark dot txt. What's that? Oh, sorry. What did it say? Strange. Just say ls space a question. Okay, just one file. Ideally, a question dot txt seems to have been working. Say a question txt. Okay, interesting. I'm still surprised. A question dot didn't work. Just say ls space hyphen l space a star. So a and a. We don't have an ab. Okay, it's okay. Let's see what is okay. A little bit of playing around. Let's say ls space c star. C star. Okay, then we'll say ls space c and the square brackets. Within square brackets, type in a, e, I, o, u, the vowels. A, e, I, o, u, no spaces. You remove the space and then put a T after the bracket here. Okay, so short and sweet, all the files which are starting with C, which are ending with T, and which have a vowel in between them. That is what is happening. Catching Himera?
Yes.
Okay, let's say, just reverse the order. LS space C, UOIEA, or just random order is also fine. Okay, so short and sweet, the order, any order is fine. And LS space within brackets. I think to understand this one, okay. Within brackets A hyphen D, and after the bracket star, A hyphen D for dog, not B. Cool, enter. All the files which are not only starting with A, and it's also involving all the directories and the files. So it's listing the directories. It's not really giving us F1, F2. F1, F2 we're getting more precisely because they are under the directory. It is listing the directory. That's why we're seeing F1 and F2. But otherwise, we are seeing all the list of files which are A to D. Short and sweet, okay? Just for sake of discipline, another one, ls space star. Star, open bracket 2 times. Oh, this one I think we don't have. We need to create this file. Oh, no, we have it. Okay. Star, open bracket 2 times, colon, digit, colon, digit, colon, digit, D-I-G-I-T, colon, close the bracket 2 times, enter. So let's see, we're getting blues.mp3 and jazz.mp3. So all the files which have digits, star and digits, anything on the left-hand side, but they are ending with the digit is what it is giving us. The file names to be more precise, okay? Let's see what else we have. Okay. Okay, just say ls space question. Now here's a slightly big one. Let us say, how about this one? Let's say rm space question. Cool. This directory, okay. Say tree. So if you notice now, all the AAs, scroll up, let's see if AA is gone. We had a file called AA that is gone, is what is being observed. It's unable to delete F1 and F2 because it's inside directory. So rm question is just deleting the files which are having file names with 2 characters is what it is. Okay, guys. Let's see. Okay, another one. Let's say ls space hyphen L or ls space hyphen LTR. Enter. Bunch of files. Now bring up the same command. We'll use the redirection operator, which is greater than. We can say tree also. Just say tree, enter. That's a bunch of files. Then say tree space greater than symbol. Say files.txt. Okay, cat the files.txt. Okay, so in other words, whatever the greater than is redirecting. In other words, the redirection, that is the redirection of operator, which is redirecting the output of cat command and saving it into the files.txt is one way to think of it. But let's say let's say ls space -ltr and then say greater than, so greater than files.txt. Enter. Now cat the files.txt. Okay, if you notice, the tree part of is gone, and now we have the what is this one? Detailed view of the files is what it is. Yeah, if you scroll up, you can observe that. Okay, you can also now say tree greater than tree space greater than space files.txt. So this is going to append it. Files.txt, enter, and then cat it. Okay, so if you notice the tree, scroll up please. Notice this is the tree part of it. On top of it is sitting the list hyphen. So when we use two greater than signs or symbols, what's happening is we are appending it. Appending it is you're adding at the end. Greater than is you're overwriting it. It will just overwrite is where it is kind of you're deleting the content that you had in the first time, and then you're writing the new content. If you use two greater than symbols, just do a history, please. So notice greater than versus greater than is nothing but append. Greater than is overwriting as it is deleting the previous content and writing the new content. Greater than is where it is adding new content. Is something I will ask you to manually remember, guys. Okay, that's referred as append. And let's say, let's try this one. Say sort space files.txt and cat it. Oh, just as sort files.txt, enter. Okay, let's see if anything is making sense. Scroll up, please. Scroll up. So the D's are here, hyphens are here. So it starts with all the lines with hyphens, then scrolls down, finds numbers, then D's, then P's, and then comes with the other special characters, is what it is. May not be a very good one to test it, to sort. But let's say, for the sake of simplicity, sort space less than files.txt. This is the opposite, not greater than. So the output of files is being again sent to the sort command. I think we are again seeing a similar output here, but let's say cat less than files.txt. So whatever is in the files.txt is being cat. The output of file is being given to cat. Cat is just displaying on the console is one way to think of it. Are you catching it, Humira?
Yes.
Okay. How about others, guys? Everybody doing okay so far? Can you give me a quick yes, please? We'll go into slightly more serious commands shortly and so on. But let's see. Okay, thank you, guys. Okay. Humira, by any chance, have you installed Anaconda, Python, and Jupyter Notebook?
Yeah.
Okay, can you try to bring up the Jupyter Notebook, please? Good on. Save this one. So here we go. Okay, create a new platform. Okay, so there it is. By any chance, do you remember what is the mantra of cup in the park?
Sorry?
What is the mantra of what is cup in the park?
Cup is a string and park is outside the function. It's the variable or the objects outside the function.
Okay. Can you try to execute these 2 lines of code? And increase your font size. If you do a Control++, it will increase the font size. Maybe you can do it one more time. Okay, just one more time, please. There we go. Okay. And can you give a try and tell me what is happening in these 2 lines of code?
Tray is the list of objects.
Good.
And star C is storing all the values up until sunrise, and D is Starbucks. E will be gift file, the second last and the last one.
Good answer. What is the objective here? What are we trying to do?
Package, just a second. Tuple unpacking.
Good. So more precisely, it is unpacking. More precisely, what we want is we are more interested in the last 2 elements, the D and the E, the Starbucks and the gift file. The first few of them, they might be 1, they might be 10 or 100 or 1,000. We are not really interested. So this is referred as unpacking. This is called list unpacking because you are referring to a list. The primary concept is unpacking. Okay. Okay. Execute this, please. Okay, can you tell me what is going on here?
Defining a list as tray 3 and then removing the duplicates that is Nescafe with the set command and then displaying it.
Good answer. What is the difference between set and a tuple?
Set does not have any duplicates or replication.
How about tuple? You thinking? Others can try to help, give some hints and things like that too. Okay. Cool. Are you catching it, Humana?
Yeah, this is the immutable, cannot be changed, right? Yeah.
Try to execute the next line that I sent you, next few lines. Okay, explain me what is going on here.
We're defining a list, we're defining an empty list, and then defining a for loop for every object in tray. We're going to append each one of them in tray 2. So basically moving the list tray to tray 2 and then printing it.
Okay. Let's see. If we were to write this line of code, this in one line of code, what do we call that?
List comprehension.
As simple as it. Can you, without looking, can you give a try? You don't have to worry. Very good. Excellent. Okay, good one there. Let's see. How do you define an exception? What is the mantra of an exception?
Errors. When Python does not basically understand.
Good answer. And let's see, how do you handle an exception?
With try. try and accept.
Okay, do you know when final is getting called?
At the last, I mean, either way, with or whether there's an error or not, it gets executed. But try and error.
Okay, I missed you. Can you repeat that, please?
Final will get executed anyways, whether there was an error or not in the try and accept scope.
Okay. And let's see, let me give you something. Give me one moment. Let me ask you to execute this. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see if you can execute this. Okay, run. Copy that, run that. Okay. So can you tell me what is the problem here? You can think loud.
The bat and the ball.
Okay, what about it?
I mean, this is not a good way of defining whatever.
Good answer. So, a badminton player does not have a bat and ball. So this is not a good designing, as simple as that. What is in it here?
It is the constructor.
Okay. What is name, age, racket, and shuttle?
Name, age, racket, and shuttle. They are the arguments.
Let's, can you repeat one more time, please? Sorry about that.
Arguments.
So in other words, name, age, racket, and shuttle will be your attributes. A, name, and age is the arguments. Okay. Okay. So come here. Okay. Can you try to run this? Explain.
It's taking the value and then it is passed into brew as x and y, and then square, cube, and the power is to 4.
Okay, acceptable. The next one, copy that line, run the line, and give a proper name to that line. Fix that. What's happening here? How do you fix it? Cool. What is REM?
Remainder.
Remain.
Okay. I mean, if the remainder is equal to 0, then it is even or odd based on that.
Acceptable, no problem. So it is testing to see if a number is even or not, if it is even or not. And a slightly important thing is excess, it is taking only one argument. Okay. What is special about the lambda functions? By any chance, do you recall?
Possible to create multiple objects at the same time.
Most of the time, lambda functions are just one-line functions, short liners and things like that. As simple as that. You don't need to buy hard it, but just be familiar. And let's see what's happening here. Okay, let's see. Now here's a slightly tough one. Let's see if you can fix this one. Okay, can you try to fix this, please? Or run this, please? What do you think is the problem?
We need to import pandas as PD.
To them. Problem?
But
Do you happen to have that file with you?
no.
Okay. If you do a read CSV, what kind of object do you get?
Data frame.
What is the mantra of data frame? Cool. Mantra of a data frame is a tree of different traits. As simple as that. Okay.
Okay.
Try to run the next one, please. Okay, so what was the problem?
Indentation.
As simple as that. Okay, let's see. Copy this one, don't run it, but just copy it into itself, paste it into itself. Okay, can you look at this and can you try to explain what we are trying to do here? That's a tough one. Others try to help Humira, please.
This part is running the c.py Python file, and this is editing it. vi.c.py, and then we run this part in the console. What is 1, 2, 3? I'm trying to recollect.
Okay. You're breaking for me, but let's say, what is sys.rb? Sys.rb, what is it? Okay. Sys.rb is we are able to access the arguments that we are passing to Python. C.py is a script file. That is one of the argument, 1, 2, 3. They're just a few numbers. We are accessing. Sys.rb is allowing us to access those arguments. This is something I want you to manually remember, because anytime we run a script, this is how we take the arguments. Okay, Humira?
Okay.
What do you think is the function str doing? That's a tough one.
Converting it to string.
And it is converting what to a string?
The output of sys.arguments.
So more precisely, it is coming in as a list object. The list is object is getting converted to string object. That's also something I want you to manually remember. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Sorry about that. I'm probably stressing you out, but just bear with me. It'll be helpful for everyone. Okay, Humera. Run the next line, please. Okay, what is the difference between N1 and N2 and N3?
N1 and N3 are have default values.
Okay, let's see. What is this one? Default argument values are simple as that, but let's say I put this here. So I'm going to copy. Okay, it's a good answer. So N1 is called the position argument, N2 and N3 are called the default argument values. Now, copy this one, don't run it. Let's see if you're able to tell me what is wrong here. What's the problem? Tough question.
Too many arguments here.
Too many. Okay. By any chance, do you remember what could be the solution?
Star dot
Okay.
the variable name.
Can you write it below how we'll write something like that?
Sure. Just
Good answer. By any chance, do you remember what is that star array referred as? Cool. Anybody else? Can you try to, do you recognize what is that star array called as?
variable argument.
Variable number of arguments, as simple as that. Good one. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Now, let's see. A slightly important one, but let's see if you're able to recall this. Copy, paste it, don't run it. Okay. What do you think we are doing here? Maybe I should have given you the first line of it. Let's say here is the first line of it. You can paste it on the first line. Okay, put this as the first line. Tough question.
We have just a second. Let the trains go.
Oh, okay. You're in a train or something, or your house is near a railway station?
Yeah, the house is near the railway station.
You're near a railway station, I think. Okay. Good moment. Okay.
Okay. We are importing the module. Since we've already imported it, and if you want to change anything inside it, we'll have to reload it so that we can access the changed part, the changed functions and methods.
Very good. Okay. What do you think is my module here?
It's the name of the module that we have defined.
As simple as that. It is the name of the module. Okay. And what do you think is a module?
Module is a group of functions.
Good answer. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, run this one. So run this one, please. Oh, okay. What is special about foundation?
Foundation is a list of objects.
Good answer. In other words, more precisely, it's a slightly complex object compared to the other teacups and coffee cups. So in other words, your attributes can be complex objects. Let's see. Try this one. Okay, next one, please. Run it, please. Okay, what's special about country name?
This part will get executed irrespective of the different objects. This comment to both the objects.
It is?
Comment to both the objects. Define Sachin and Dhoni.
What do we call it? It's called
Variable.
Okay, let's see. Run the next one, please. Okay, can you try to fix it or tell me what is the problem?
I will have to define a method for this because this is a private.
Can you try to define a method? Okay, this is going to confuse you.
No, I don't know.
You almost made it. Just one last time. Something is missing in get toothbrush. How do you call method? There's a subtle difference between how you call an attribute versus method. I'll give you a hint. How about self? Does self remind you of something? Okay, I'll not bore you too much. You just give the brackets.
Where?
Give the brackets. No, when you call get toothbrush, give the brackets there. And then get toothbrush and open bracket and close bracket. No. P1 dot. P1 dot. No. P1 dot
P1 dot.
Get toothbrush.
Okay, then after that. Okay.
Okay, very good. What do you think is self?
Self is the self-reference variable.
Pardon me. And what do you think this concept is called, Himera? Tough question. It's called encapsulation.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Why are we calling it as encapsulation? Because we are encapsulating, we say we are encapsulating a private variable inside a method. Okay? What does double underscore tell you?
A private.
Private variable, as simple as that. Okay. And let's see, scroll down here. Okay, let's see. You're doing okay, Himera?
Yeah.
You're not tired?
It's okay.
Oh, okay, good. Keep it up. Let's see. Let's see if you can try to fix this. Run it, that will give you a hint. Good one. As simple as that. So what does that mean?
The default variable needs to be defined last while passing.
Very good. As simple as that. Let's see. Write it, close it. Just that. Okay, let me take over from here. And thank you, Himera. Sorry about that. A bunch of questions there. Thank you again. Sorry about that. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's say we'll stop this one. Bring this up. Let me see if my Jupyter is up. So this is Jupyter. So, okay. Instances. Let's refresh this. Sharing screen. Okay. Share the screen. Here we go. Give it a minute. Okay, so let's see what we have this. Before this one, let me see. Maybe look for another one. It's from this one. From this one. Basket. Come here. Fruit basket. Okay. Start with this one. That's another slightly important one, which we must have an idea. So I'll start with this one. Let's cut this one. Scroll up here. Right. Okay. So, oh boy, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Slight work is going on in another house. And so let's see, come back here. Let's go down. Okay, we'll start with this one, guys. Three of Cups. Okay, this is what our friend Humera has already done. We're taking a tray and we're using for loop to pick up each cup. Do whatever logic you want based on your requirements and things like that. We are summing it up and giving us a final sum. So those four things are adding up to 100. I hope everybody is okay with this one. Can you give me a quick yes, please? Everybody is okay? Okay. So Rahul, please try to help out others, buddy, just in case they run into any issues and things like that and understand a little bit and things like that. I have to leave. Okay, sounds good, sir. Please try to get with Rahul or maybe Humira. Humira is also seems to be doing, and we'll catch up again. Okay, so Rahul, let's see. Thank you, buddy. Take care. Here's a slightly tough one, buddy. There is a subtle difference here, Rahul. Can, by any chance, can you catch what is the difference here? It's a slightly tough question, but I'm just starting with you. Okay, this error is probably more confusing, but more precisely, what do you think is happening when you look at the body of this function? What do you think is different here? Okay, so in other words, good answer, as simple as that. We have nested for loop. Inside the loop, we are nesting again. So here, what we are doing is you can kind of think as if we are passing a tray of cups here. And then no matter how many cups are in the tray, this is able to handle it. But over here, we are not passing a tray of cups, but we are passing a tray of trays. Okay, so in other words, notice this one. Now, this is going to be the first tray, this is going to be the second tray. You can pass in as many trays. So I need to copy this one, I need to update this one, paste this one, and now notice this one. Notice that, guys. So the first item is becoming a tray, and in that tray of trays, so this whole thing is being taken, it is being put into the tray and given to this one. The first tray will be this one. Inside the tray, again, we are repeating what we have done. You take each cup, add it to sum, put it to a new list object. And finally returning the thing. So no matter how many trays we have, we are taking each tray, we're summing up all the cups in the tray, we're giving the total sum. That's a slightly deep one, slightly tough one. You have to bear with me, guys. But everybody okay with that? Quick yes, please. Okay. Okay, Rahul, please try to help out others, buddy, just in case others run into any issues and things like that. But let's see what's going on here. Now, take a look at this, Rahul. Let's see if you're able to answer this one. And let's say, okay, you copy this one. Come here. Okay. Now, Rahul, can you try to answer this, buddy? What is going on here? What is the problem here? Slightly tough one. Adding the list in the for loop. Okay, one answer. There is some problem in this code, Rahul. Are you able to catch that problem? By any chance? Okay, so Rahul, while you're thinking, buddy, guys, please take a short 5-minute break. Sorry about that. I just need to step out here for a moment. Please take a short 5-minute break and come back. Sorry about that again. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Are you back? Can you give me a quick yes, please? Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Shisha. Okay, so let's see. Adding the list in the for loop. Okay. So in other words, guys, this is a slightly deep one. What is happening is, if you look at the function, slightly from a computer science or a programming standpoint, they're expecting you to send a list of a tray of cups. This is saying, give me a tray of cups, but what you're passing is a tray of trays or a group of trays. We are not giving a group of cups, but we are passing a group of trays. So it is, when it takes the first one, that is a tray, that is not a cup. That is why we are not able to add a tray to a cup is one way to think of it. Okay, now that's a slightly deep one. I'm just trying to increase the complexity so that you're just thinking in terms of the for loops and nested for loops. But let's see. So take a look at this. For something like that, this would be a good one. You say star args, you take each tray, then you take each cup, then you're adding it. This is what we have already seen. So we would modify it something like this, and we'll run it. Now we'll say sum variable numbers, and you can pass a tray, group of trays. Let's say tray 1, tray 2, and let's say tray 3. First one, let's say we'll pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6, 7, 8. Now this is no problem. There is no problem here. We are passing a group of trays. This function has been written in such a way that it is expecting a group of trays. Again, these things are generally we write based on our requirements, guys. Okay, but you may not necessarily have to write a nested for loop and things like that. But what I'm trying to convey is, now take a look at this. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Now let's say, come back here and let's say cut this here. Okay. Now take a look at this, guys. There is a small problem here. Rahul or Shrishal, can you take a guess what is the problem here, guys? It is kind of, the hint is on the screen. I'm going to give a few seconds here to think. Cool. In other words, more precisely, what we are doing is we are passing in a key and a value. It is expecting a group of trays, and we are passing in a totally different type. This is a group of keys and values. So this is a dictionary. This is like a dictionary. A group of keys and values is like a dictionary. And this function has not been written to accept a dictionary. Whoever wrote this function has written it in such a way that they are expecting a group of trays here. Rahul and Shrishal, are you able to catch me, buddy? Okay, that's a slightly deep one, but let's see. So now what we'll do, guys, take a look at this. We'll copy this one, paste it here. Now here comes a slightly important one. What you do, you modify that to star star. When we put a star star, we are telling that the function that we are giving, you can now pass in a group of keys and values. In other words, that is acting like a dictionary. Now notice we'll get narrow. Why we'll try to understand, but what is happening is we are now passing in a key and a value. This is acting like a dictionary. When you say star star, it's not a group of cups or a group of trays. It is like a dictionary is something you need to keep in mind. Dictionary is nothing but a group of keys and values. Why it is failing, we'll try to look at that in a moment. But let's see. Here we go. Okay. We'll take a much more simple example, or to start with, to make you understand that, we'll start with a much more simple example. Let's start. Take a look at this, guys. Fruit basket. What we are doing is we are using keyword args here, we're calling it, but this is more precisely a dictionary. If it is a tray, what you do is you pick up each cup in the tray. But if it is a dictionary, the way we write the for loop is slightly different. For key, comma, value. In other words, in this tray, there is a key and a value you're unpacking. The for loop is looking at the dictionary. It is unpacking or separating the key and the value. That is what is going on. This is something you need to manually remember, how you unpack or how you loop through a hash table or maybe a dictionary is something to be kept in mind. Okay. So now, let's say here is a fruit basket. Copy this one. Run it. So this is a dictionary. This whole thing is acting like a dictionary, which is a group of keys and values. Apples, banana, and pears are the keys, and 100, 144, 77 are the values. At the end, we are printing 556. So in other words, more precisely, let's say, come here. Scroll down here. Okay, guys. The first thing which is going to happen is apples is going to be unpacked into key. 100 is going to be unpacked into value. Then what is happening is you say print 20 and 10. So what is this format doing is scroll down here. From here, 20 spaces it is reserving for the left-hand side. And about 10 spaces from here roughly it is reserving for the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, it is putting the key. On the right-hand side, it is putting the value. That is the format. That is more of a print string. So when you say print, print of print string, print of that one, that is how it is ending up. It's a little bit of styling and things like that. You don't need to buy heart or anything, but just be aware of that. Okay, then what we are doing is, ideally, we are only accessing the value. We're taking the value and putting it into count, which is, you're taking this plus this plus this plus this, and you're giving the final, which is 556. So what is slightly kind of important is when we are looping through a dictionary, we are unpacking the keys and values, or the for loop is unpacking the key and value and giving it to you. And how do you unpack? You say items. When you say items, the key and the value are getting unpacked is something to be kept in mind manually, is something to be remembered. Everybody with me, guys? Quick yes, please. Rahul, Shrishil. Okay, so that is that is what is happening, guys. But let's see. Let's take it one level deep. For keyword args, now take a look at this, guys. A subtle difference here. We'll copy this one. It's probably going to give us a similar output, which is good. Now there is a subtle difference here. Can anybody catch what is the difference, guys? It's a slightly deep one, slightly tough one. Accessing the value. In other words, more precisely, notice, guys, if it is a dictionary, you can loop through using the items. If you say using the items, we are unpacking keys and values. If you loop through using items, you unpack the keys and values. But if you unpack using keyword args, which is just a dictionary, you're only unpacking the key. And wherever we need the value, we are using the key and accessing the value. Wherever you don't access the value directly, you're using the key. You can follow any of the methods, but there are two ways in which we can loop through a dictionary, is something you need to manually remember. One is using the dot items, one is using just the dictionary. If you just use the dictionary, the for loop is only unpacking the key. If you use the dot items, it is unpacking the keys and the values. Catching it, guys? Quick yes, please. Cool. It's a slightly deep one. So now let's see what else we have. Now take a look at this, guys, a more modern way of doing it. Okay, ideally, in a real world, you can use a dictionary with any number of keys and values. We are hard coding a dictionary here. In a way, I'm explicitly saying hard coding a dictionary, but let's say, take a look at this. You put star args, that will act like a dictionary. The difference between this declaration and this declaration is, here we did not put star. Okay, and we have hard-coded a dictionary. It is again more from a computer science standpoint, something to be kept in mind, guys. Okay, in fruit basket, if you say star star, it is the same thing. Same thing, which is, let's say, oops, copy this one. Here's this one, TOT, which is this one. Let's say, copy this, paste it here. Let's run it. Fruit basket takes 0 position arguments. So now what is happening is you don't hard code the dictionary. In other words, I will delete this dictionary. I will just give a key and a value, go to the end, delete this one. You don't explicitly say it's a dictionary. Now you run it, you get it. Let's see what's happening. Invalid syntax. Okay. Apple colon. Okay. See what's the problem here? Oh, sorry. Now instead of colon, notice it's going to be equal to. It's going to be equal to a key and a value. Key and a value. Okay. For sake of simplicity, I'll remove them. Now run it. Oh, still a problem. Expression cannot contain a simple, perhaps you might question mark. What's happening? Fruit basket, apples 100. And let's see what's happening. Fruit basket, enter run this. Star odds, apples 100. Cannot. Oh, sorry. Again, another thing is you don't need to explicitly specify this one. Cool. So if you're giving it as equal to, you're explicitly giving it as a key and a value. Now run it. Now notice we're getting that one. So the difference earlier is if you hard code it, you're saying, hey, here is a string and here is a numeric object, whatever value you'd like. Whereas here, what is happening is you just mention the key as if it's a keyword, as if it's like a variable, banana like a variable and pear. So this is more of what is referred as a syntactical sugar and things like that. So most of the modern times we may. So imagine, for the sake of simplicity, I'll put it like this, guys. This may be slightly a dumb by explanation, but we'll still try to understand this. By giving it like this, I'm reducing a little bit of hard coding that stuff. Is one dumb way of thinking. You can give it this way. You can also give it this way. Most of the times, the modern world, in the modern Python world, you will see people will be using this one. If you see this one, they're passing a key and a value. They're passing a cup and a saucer, cup and a label, or a cup and a pen. It's something what you need to tell yourself. You need to manually remember that. This thing and this thing. Most of the times, we keep looking around. People keep getting confused and things like that. So this is something I will ask you to manually remember and a little bit of by hearting there. Okay, guys, quick yes, please. Okay, so in other words, whether you pass a Reynolds or an apples is up to you. But there it is, apples 100, the fruits and things like that. So star keywords is generally a tray of cups. Whereas star is acting like a dictionary, is the mantra. That's a slightly important thing, a very important thing you need to keep in mind. Okay, the same thing. I'm just modifying the variable names, cap and a pen. So instead of key and a value, what you call is up to you. But give meaningful. Meaningful names is what it is. Maybe that's like a player name, the game they play, and things like that. Based on your thing, you name them properly, which can be left. And again, if you say odds, you are only unpacking the key. That's another thing that you need to manually remember. Catching it, guys. Quick yes, please. Again, a different name, different variable name, fruit and account, that is a key and the value is what it is. Okay, now a mix of everything, guys. So all the arguments that we have taken a look is what we have. Let's say you take a look at this, 3 positional arguments, 1 variable number of arguments, another variable number of arguments, which is a dictionary. One is cup of trace, another one. So let's say here's a function. All the concepts in one place. And now what do you do? Let's say my function will pass 1, 2, 3. That is going to be 3 cups. And the next one, notice 4, 5, 6. And next one is going to be star, which means, let's say, we'll say here is Sachin equals to, let's say, 100. Then let's say Dhoni equals to, let's say, 90, and let's say couple equals to 80. Now notice this, guys, run it. It's working. So in other words, the first 3 cups have been mapped to the position arguments. The next 3 cups, 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 15, has been mapped to star args, and has automatically mapped the rest of the keys and the values. Notice how they are given. We have not hard-coded them as strings, no hard-coded dictionary, and that is being given. The group of keys and pens are taken and given to our dictionary, are being treated like a dictionary. A much more neat and clean way of writing the code and things like that. Most of the modern programmers, you will see, will be using it like that. Catching it, guys? Quick yes, please. Cool. Okay, that's a slightly tough one, a slightly important one. So in other words, a slightly very, very important one also, guys. Okay, and let's say just a subtle variation, guys, just for your understanding. Take a look at what's happening here. Here's sums, will run the same thing. Now notice what is happening is the third one is 0. In other words, these 3 have been mapped to n1, n2, and 3. The remaining, whether they are 3, whether they are 4, 5 of them, as long as they're cups, you can have 10 cups will be mapped to, they're taken as a tray of cups. Since nothing is being given on the right hand side as a key and a value, we are not printing. We are printing some 3. Some 3. In other words, it's never going into this for loop. Some 3 somewhere here has been initialized to 0. And notice multiple variables are being initialized to a single value at one time. That is more of a computer science concept to be aware of. Maybe in Java and .NET, I don't remember if that multiple initializations is allowed in one time, but we can initialize multiple variables at one time to a single value is what is happening. Quick yes, please, everybody with me? Cool. Okay. So what else we have? We have a few more here. Okay. Let's dig a little bit into this one, guys. So askInt is a function, and value we'll say askInt. We're calling the function. Here we go. There is askInt. Let us say we enter, let's say 1. Finally executed. In other words, what is happening is, if you recall, input is something which is asking the user to enter, you enter 1. But remember, something you need to manually remember is when you enter anything, it is going to treat it as a string. In other words, the same thing. We'll run it again. Let's say enter psi. Now notice nothing is getting, there you go. So in other words, say come back here. Okay, when we entered a 1, it converted it successfully. From here, it went into this one. So please enter. We are saying finally, we are never seeing the second one. Whereas in the third case, back here, scroll down. In the third case, we entered psi, and what is happening? That is getting converted to int. In other words, when you enter a 1, Python is successfully able to convert it. Even if it is coming as a string, it is able to convert it into an integer because it's a numerical value. The string is actually having a numerical value. The cup looks like coffee, but inside the coffee there is tea. Whereas here, when we enter psi, it is actually tea. It is not coffee. So we cannot convert. So what is happening? Python does not understand. That's why it's going inside. Except, and that's why we are saying it. And then finally, whether there is an exception or no exception, finally is always getting called. That is something I will ask you to manually remember. Catching it, guys. Quick yes, please. In the world of scripting and things like that, these are common things that generally the programmers, the modern programmers are generally using, writing their code, encapsulating and things like that, guys. Okay, is what is happening. But let's see what else. Now take a look at this, guys. AskInt, here's the value. In exception, we're again asking. So take a look at this. We'll say, copy this one. So one more time, paste it. Now what we'll do, we'll run this one. So let's say you enter 1, no problem. Okay. But run it one more time. You enter this side. Now what's happening? Try again. So in other words, it tried converting psi to an integer. It went into an exception. And again, we're saying try again. So now, if you enter 1, no problem. But let's try again. First time you enter psi, it'll ask you again. But let's say you enter psi again, it'll give you an error. That's an exception. In other words, what we can do is, come here, take a look at this, just so that you understand. First time you enter psi, we go into an exception. You again ask, let's say for you again enter psi. What's happening? Again, you ask it third time. But what is the problem? So let's say, copy this one back here. Run it. First time, let's say psi. Then let's say psi. Say psi. So now notice, guys, what is happening is it's continuously going into the error loop. So what can you do? Again, you can put a try and an except, which is slightly unproductive, not a right way of doing it. What we can do is that's where we'll bring in while loop. While true. While true means always true. That's something I need you to manually remember. True is always true. So what will happen is, take a look at this. What you do, you say continue. So let me run this one. Copy this one. Scroll down. Let's start. You enter psi. It will ask you again, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, and keep on until, now take a look at this one. It has come out. It says finally I executed. Until you are executing a valid value, it is continuously asking you. So in other words, let's say put this here, back here. Put this here. Now take a look at this, guys. First time you enter psi, it goes here, it fades and goes to the exception block. In the exception block, it says, hey, looks like you did not enter an integer, which is correct. We did not enter an integer, we entered psi. So continue means what continue is doing, guys, something. Again, you need to manually, from here, it is directly going back to the while, to the beginning of the loop. Continue goes back to that. And what will happen? Again, it is prompting you. Hey, buddy, please enter again. So if you do not enter, again, it comes back to continue. And what is that? That will keep on until you enter continue. So what is continue doing? Continue is going to the beginning of the loop again. It is not executing this part of the code. Catching the point, guys. Everybody with me. Moin, Shrishel, Rahul. Continue is going back to the beginning of the loop is what it is doing. I will ask you to manually remember. But the moment we enter 1, what's happening? This is a valid operation. What we are doing is, if we enter 1 from here, we are jumping in because there is no exception. We are saying, yep, that's an integer. So if you scroll down, yep, that's an integer. And now what's happening? You're breaking. Breaking means after you break, you're exiting. You're exiting the while. You're in the process of actually what is going to happen is from here, you will not even not going to finally also, but you will actually exit out of the thing. But remember, in a try and an except, finally is a must that Python is executing. It is always executing. So from here, when you break it, instead of directly going outside, it is coming back here, coming here, and then exiting. Catching the point, guys? Everybody with me? Can you give me a quick yes, please? Continue is going to the beginning of the loop. Break is exiting the loop. Actually, without finally, you would say, notice it will exit the loop, but with finally, it is executing finally and getting out or exiting is something to be kept in mind. Okay, guys, that's a slightly important one. We will face these scenarios multiple times and so on, guys. Okay, so that is the last hint. Let's see. There we are. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, any questions before we conclude for today, guys. Tomorrow I'll be giving you a touch of Ansible and we'll be getting started with the Ansible concepts also, guys. Aniket or Humera, can you one more time just send me the username just a chat in the chat window? I'll copy paste into my thing, guys. That Excel spreadsheet that you were doing, Humera, are you there? Can you
Yes,
copy?
just a minute. Huh? Yeah.
Thank you. If you have any other questions, let me know, guys. And give me one moment here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, great. Thank you, Humera. Let me just copy this one. Copy this one. And gentlemen, ladies, for today, I will stop it here, guys. We'll continue the journey from tomorrow and go from here, guys. Everybody okay with that? Can you give me a quick yes, please, before we sign out? Thank you, guys. You guys take care, stay safe, and keep learning, guys. Copy paste this one. Paste it. Okay, great. Signing off for today, guys. You guys take care again and stay tuned. Stay safe. Bye for now. Thank you again. Thank you, guys.